All right, let's jump into it, shall we? So we have here today what is not an infinite combo, but is a sufficiently large finite combo of the Locust God, which says whenever you draw a card, create a 1/1 blue-red insect creature token with flying and haste, along with Sage of the Falls that says whenever a non-human creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. So the idea here is with Sage of the Falls and Locust God both in play at the same time, you can create as many 1/1 flying haste insect tokens as you have cards in your deck and then attack your opponent for lethal. I was looking at different ways to construct this deck, and obviously this is a 5 mana spell and a 6 mana spell that we're looking to try and get together. So pairing it with, some ramp seemed like the best choice, so then it kind of goes naturally into green, and the best blue-green ramp card in Magic is Uro, so we're an Uro deck. Another thing that I thought made sense to pair with the combo is that if you don't have a way to draw a card on board, in addition to getting both of these in play, you also need to wait a turn. So I've got both Royal Scions and Teferi Master of Time, because ideally you can go like Teferi into Sage into Locust God, and then the turn you play Locust God, you loot with Teferi to make a bunch of 1/1s and attack your opponent. Since I was wanting to play these cards to trigger these anyways, and I was in Temur, it seemed kind of natural to play the draw a second card matters cards. Then I've got some ops in here to enable this, as well as find our combo pieces. So we're an Uro deck, but that means we'll just win some games by playing good cards, and then we'll go ahead and let's play some games. See if we can get on the scoreboard, see if we combo kill anyone at all, if we're just going to be a bad Uro deck. Hey, Harita, thanks for the 11 months. I appreciate that. And Embe, good evening to you. Hope you're staying safe out there. Thanks for the 22 months. Can you explain why you like Hieroglyphic Illumination? Our deck isn't really a card density deck. We're looking for specific cards. So I don't really understand why I would want to draw two rather than an efficient way to find the specific cards I'm looking for. Doesn't seem like a very good change. Aaron, thank you for the very generous tier 3. Software is hard. Yeah, the whole... Since they changed the sub-streak thing, I don't even know exactly how it works, and this is my job, so... Also, draw 2 deck, it lets you draw 2 on your opponent's turn. I mean, I have 6 draw 2 cards, and I think triggering those on my opponent's turn is, not incredibly important. I think I'm going to lead on... I think if I would have drawn a land this turn, I would have played Improbable Alliance, but I think if I hadn't played... If I missed a land this turn, I really wanted to be able to play Royal Scions out. This is the part where they untap and play Narset, right? Is how this works? Those lands don't cast Narset. Sheriff Wiggles, thank you for the 20 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. My elf shall not harm you. Watch out for Pact. What does that mean? Can you be constructive and specific? What game actions do I take to, quote, watch out for Pact? Just don't play spells. with the big braid plays. I saw someone use the command. I've decided that quarterly was not frequent enough for my liking for quarterly was not frequently enough for my liking to collect information on the sub-survey, so I'm sending out a sub-survey monthly now. It is not a Wizards of the Coast survey. It's a very short, concise thing. Will take you like 2 minutes to fill out. I appreciate the folks that do it. It's just kind of my way to gauge what content, like I'm doing a mix of content now. Historic, we're going to potentially be dipping back into standard, Runeterra, variety stuff. I just want to make sure that like, see which new parts of the content that I'm doing is resonating well with the people who make this my job. Because while I do want to try new things, I want to try and track my metrics and make sure things are lining up okay. Joke's on you, I wrote a novel, the free text spot, it took me all night, God bless. This one's actually exceptionally short. It's literally, I think it's 2 questions, 2 multiple choice questions, and an optional free answer space. I mean, to be fair, we're not really looking for lands, right? Ah, crappy lawyer. Thanks for the quarter of a year. Time to pay my tax. Thanks for making the community great. Vote blue in November. God bless. I hope I got the multiple choice questions right. I always guess wrong on these. Unlike when your teacher tells you this, there are no wrong answers on the survey. Minga Hamster, thank you for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around.
A worthy opponent.
So, if they don't do anything to this Teferi, he ults next turn, right? I have seen that one, Wiggles.
Strike fear into the hearts of the wicked.
Bring it on.
Run, Will.
This token is currently, Gideon. So this is currently, and you can see when I mouse over Gideon, this lights up. Alright, so we're gonna get 3 turns in a row then, unless they have some kind of stifle. I mean, like, one of the things about the Decalur is obviously you're not going to find your AB combo every game, so I tried to build it so it could be a functional deck even when you don't draw the combo, and I think that's what we're seeing here, right? Like, we just, like, have a bunch of cards that are going to beat down my control opponent here. Alright, so Fry and Dispute definitely come in here against what's likely an Narset deck. I think Gilded Goose comes out. Honestly, I might just cut all my acceleration. I have 24 lands and a number of cantrips, so I think I can go down most of those. Maybe I trim like a Recluse. I'll leave 2 elves in. Oh, by the way, for those of you that aren't keeping up with the disaster of a pandemic in the United States, the state of Florida has ordered local health officials to not release coronavirus data related to their public schools there. So I can only assume the opening of the public schools amidst one of the states that is the worst handle on the coronavirus in the United States has gone about as expected. Arizona's made similar demands. Nah, I believe you. You saw a report that said to expect 410,000 deaths by January. Yeah, that's probably realistic. Exponential growth's a hell of a thing. They're playing Fire Prophecy. That's a weird one for a control deck. Correct. Yeah, Tri-lands, all the Triomes will still be legal come fall. These are Ikoria. The USA's numbers are bigger than any other country. Of course they're bigger than any other country. We're number 1. Ribson, are you challenging our superiority? USA! USA! Of course we're number 1, chat. We've got more freedoms than anybody else in the world.
My time's getting short.
I would argue the opposite, Waffle, which is why I'm timing you out. I would say anybody underplaying the United States. I would say you claiming that the United States doesn't compare to China is United States or a Republican propaganda. Because what you're doing there is a whataboutism redirection. Like, sure, the country where it started that has a dictator for their government, yeah, I mean, like, and past that, China, like, because they're a dictatorship, like, did a real lockdown, so I also wouldn't be surprised if their numbers are better, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they're not too, but, like, bringing that up isn't helpful or constructive. It only serves to minimize the fact that our response here has been inappropriate and disastrous. Pretty sure I have to hold Fry against the possible Narset deck.
Our bond was forged in battle.
I don't really want to loot, I don't think, so I think I'm just hitting them for 4. Kind Fiend, thanks to 16 months, welcome back. Japan only had about 900 cases and never mandated a lockdown. Sure, because there's other things you could do too. Like have very strict mask regulations and have that be a common thing that people are okay with, instead of asserting that their freedoms mean that they don't have to wear a mask, like a reasonable human being who cares about other people. Oh, look at all these draws. Hold on to this land while I loot. Japan's also having a large spike in cases right now. I believe that as well.
What is my strategy here?
Yes, people should care more about others than their freedoms. Is a blistering hot take here. In the left-leaning Homelandia. Well, that wasn't... I believe that 900 number was deaths, not cases, Rimson. Well, so far, our Uro Draw 2 deck seems good. So far, our Uro Draw 2 deck seems good. Ontario's at 100 cases or deaths per day, Rook Jackson? Cases. Okay. See, I'm from the United States, where we gloss over deaths at that number. I think I can keep this. We can cycle this. We can go like Recluse into cycle this, make a 2/2 on 3. What a dystopian question. Correct. Yes. That should not be a question I have to ask, but it is a question I actually have to ask based on where I live and how things are going. Oh, goody. The game board where the audio gets louder. Hey, Brad. Thanks for the 3/4 of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. My firstborn has been claimed. Hey, thanks, Prof. Dr. Mr. P. I appreciate the 19 months. Welcome back. Okay, I think we Llanowar Elves then. Play this tapped. Do. This is the part where they play a Mayhem Devil and slaughter us. Ooh, just a Woe Strider. God bless. Check out some of our options here to get started. Sure. Be our third card in here. This is our fourth card. Able to get the old Locust God into play next turn. You're not wrong, lawyer. You're not wrong. At least the Locust God cannot be claimed. You shan't claim my god. The question is, do I play Ketria Triome out here? I think I do. Whoa, Locust God has an animation. That's exciting. Can I get an animation for Glory Banger again, please? So that's what the 1.5 gigs was the last patch. Did they finally draw Mayhem Devil? Sure. So, Locust God comes back to our hand here. I don't think I can afford to just take the hit for 7 there, so I think I need to do this. Okay, this is actually a pretty good draw because it gives me an extra creature to insulate against this Priest of the Forgotten Gods. Two cards off of Escaping Uro. Okay, so we're dead. Hey, stay safe out there, Altrego. Thank you for the 3rd of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So remember, Blood Artist is all creatures that die. So we're going to lose... This does 5 alone. Because they lose 2, we drain 2, we lose 1. So I'll end up at 5 from this. I don't think I'm dead on board. The cat loop might put me to dead. Yeah, I think the cat loop makes me dead, right? Because the cat does 1, and then they sack it, it does 2. Yeah, we're dead. This is a Pyromancer matchup or not. Probably is. They can claim it? Yeah, but I mean, I'm not getting rid of creatures they can claim, right? So, like, they can claim it isn't really a reason to not board this in, because it's not like I'm getting rid of things for them to claim. So, like, don't bring it in because they can claim it. It's only really good if you're, like, not giving them any targets. Trim around the edges here. I think Thrashing Brontodon's a little bit too slow. Yeah, Abrade's just better, mostly. Hey Jeff, do you think that spoiler card will eliminate meta deck? I know pet deck can be really good, and I think that spoiler card can stop pushed mythic. I am gonna tweet that one. I'm gonna tweet that one. That's great. Silliest Putty, thank you for the 10 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Good morning. crossing my fingers, clenching my butt cheeks, and hoping to draw a land or two here. Nailed it, chat. Nailed it. All right, I think I Pyromancer here because they're pretty likely to play a Mayhem Devil or Woe Strider next turn. And if that happens, we can shoot it down by playing Uro and triggering the Pyromancer. Pyromancer also gets to block Cauldron Familiar here, which is appealing. I do not, Haba Hut. So, if you go to the Mobalytics website here, they have a Metadex page that I think does something very similar to what I already do. So, rather than reinvent their wheel that already rolls, I've elected to just direct people there. You know, people ask that enough. I might just put a Runeterra Dex link on my thing and just link it to the Mobalytics meta tier. I think that would probably save me some stuff. I like the Mobalytics page better. It's very similar because Swim helps cover the helps update the Mobalytics stuff. Swim helps maintain the other list on the other site. Well, we didn't hit land 4 on time, but we did at least hit 3, so baby steps. Nah, I don't think that's really helpful, Eladox, just for, like, the spirit of what, like, because, like, my Historics decks page is a hand-curated list of decks that people can know are good and, like, built well. Whereas, like, the Mobalytics page is similar to that. There's a reason why I don't just, like, link to my Stream Decker page there, because that's not helpful, because we play a lot of decks that aren't good on stream. And the same thing's true for Runeterra, right? Like, I play a lot of viewer submissions, so there's a lot of decks up there that aren't great. Okay. We've got the combo in hand.
If nothing else,
Can we draw some lands?
protect the motive.
Think I need to manually order triggers in this deck ever. Land adjacent, yep, and we're gonna get a bunch more looks at a land for next turn, right? Because next turn, I'm gonna get to loot on their turn, I'm gonna get a draw step on my turn, I'm gonna get to loot on my turn, so we've got three more looks at a land, untapped land still. And if we can find our way into 2 untapped land, boy howdy. Bakisen! Thank you for the 17 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And I can't even downtick on here, right? Any chance we play mono white and historic anytime soon? Pretty much everything I play bombs comes out of the deck queue. You can always, generally speaking, know what's coming up in there. We're actually running a little bit low on historic submissions, so I'm going to backfill some things from the website probably if we run out. We'll see. We phase out Devil in response? No, they just loop the cat in response. At no point can I respond here. Okay, well. It speaks volumes to issues that Arena has with the resources available to them that they banned Cat Oven and Standard because they literally can't program their software properly. If you look at the reason why they banned things on the ban list reason, the reason they gave for banning this in Standard was because it was tedious in Digital, because they have an inability to implement features that Magic Online has had for years. It's really embarrassing in my opinion. Icy Ice, thank you for the half year, I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Can you ping me on Discord to remind me if that's what that's for, Scissor? I appreciate you. Are you talking about yielding to triggers? Yes. Yeah, the reason why this is slow and inefficient is because you can't right-click on a trigger and always yield to it. Yes, yeah, so for people that aren't familiar, on Magic the Gathering Online, when a trigger goes on the stack, you could right-click on it to get a context menu, and that right-click context menu gives you options like, never ask me if I want to respond to this trigger again unless I turn it back off. It also gives you options for triggers that target, like Blood Artist, to always target the same person now and forever. It also, for yes/no questions, it gives you the ability to say always yes or always no. Do you always want to deal that trigger? Yes, frequently you do, Crazy Duck. Thanks to the 16 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Just keeping me around. But you can't do that on a phone. Yep. Animations are tied to trigger. As Arena doesn't have that option. No, not at all. Unity is capable of doing basically anything you want it to do if you're good at Unity. If you're good at Unity is definitely key. That's definitely a very, very important part of the statement I just made. Sure, Chuki, but I'd also, as a gambling man, I would wager money that, like, a digital version or a mobile version of Arena doesn't currently exist. Or if it does, it sets cell phones on fire. Blue is the color. Thank you for the very generous sub gifts. Good morning. Thanks for keeping me around. Wow, they sacked this rather than letting it phase out. Deal. Deal Arena. Oh. Coach Berg, thank you for the year and a half. Well, I appreciate you sharing some of Payday. Sure, yeah, correct. Even if they had a working version, they would still do that. That is correct. That is an accurate statement. It would be green screened on even if they had a version that was functional. Nah, Uro stacks in the right order. Alright, chat. Looking for a Locust God. Looking for a Locust God. I've got Uros. Yes, we do. We've got Uros. How about you? So we're one Locust God down. They made us discard one earlier. Reason for green screening it. Yeah, glare on the screen is the reason why you typically green screen. Cell phones, things on cell phones that you want to see specifically. Is a build around submission for Locust God plus Sage of the Falls. That should be lethal, right? Needed to defeat a draw step. Can turn my sound back up now because we're no longer playing on the Amonkhet map. Thanks, Magic Arena. I hope they release a mobile version in time for Christmas to help start those Yule logs. This team's got a good curve. Elf into Alliance into Teferi. Yay! Another cat oven deck, said no whatever. Yeah, the Amonkhet map changes the game volume for everything in the game. But why? Did you not just hear the discussion we had about their inability to give us the option to auto-yield to triggers? That's similar reasons. Oh, you just got here? Because they're bad at what they do. They don't have enough, more specifically, they aren't given enough resources to do an adequate, complete job. To be constructive and specific, it's not that the specific people working on the project are bad at what they do. It's that they're almost assuredly not given an appropriate number of resources to do an adequate job. But why would you leave Wizards of the Coast, Innuendo? You get the privilege of working on Magic the Gathering. Probably did here. I call this game Polarizing the Gathering, Marty Punker. You should check it out. It's pretty sweet. Thanks for the 16 months, Mar. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Yeah, these Mayhem Devil claim the Firstborn decks, just devour anything with creatures in them. Alright, let's draw a third land, huh? He said optimistically. We bin the Teferi here. Stick to hitting our land drops. Dusty McCrusty, thank you for the third of the year. Welcome back. Hey, I'm glad you're enjoying the Runeterra stuff too. Game's really sweet.
Cover my back, Rowan.
I guess I put this into play and start doming them. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I'm supposed to just abrade. Maybe I'm supposed to abrade the Witch's Oven.
I will learn what nobody yet knows.
They're one short of killing Pyromancer here unless they have a Fabled Passage, right? Bring it back is to sack it. No, they kill it. Never mind. JK, LOL. Okay, so gotta kill Mayhem Devil this turn. we've got time, chat. We've got time. So Sage will let us loot here a little bit. Get some looks. And keep a backup Sage in case they kill this one. We have a shot to combo them next turn. Might need to put this land into play tapped.
I enjoy the proper application of knowledge.
Looking for a Locust God, so get 2 more draws at it. Haven't seen any yet. Can we die on their next turn? So the cat can deal 2, putting us to 6. The priest puts us to 4. Assume we're dead to Mayhem Devil and Blood Artist. So this is... Wait. That should be lethal? Or are they off? Are they off? They go... This is 1, 2... Are they 1 short? I think they're 1 short, right? Okay. I get 4, 5 looks here at a Locust God to kill them. Oh, but if I... No, wait, Locust God triggers this, right? So we're good? Nope, still nothing? So this draw has to hit it? Does that do it? I think that does it, right? See, chat, cat deck is fine. It's not a big deal. I don't think playing a random 4/4 in this deck does a whole lot, Lava Copter. Oh, you better believe I'm drawing my entire deck here. Hey, at least we accomplished the thing, chat. Can check that box off. Release the Locust. Our opponent's tryharding so hard. Yeah, you make me click, opponent. You do it. You make me click that combo. Do you like it, opponent? Do you like it when I click my combo like that? Does it do it for you? Does it make you excited? Maybe he'll time out, right? Casual 26 minutes left on the clock. Wow, I don't even get 26 bonks? Come on, Magic Arena. I made 26 things. Where are my 26 B-bonks? Bonk, bonk, bonk. $26 bonks would crash it. Strong possibility. Bonk it louder. Bonk it louder. Lord and them. Thanks for the 2/3 VR. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Okay, we potentially have a turn 3 Sage of the Falls. I try Rad, thanks for the support. Oh, they're scared, chat. They're scared. We put the fear of the Sage in them. They have let fear into their dojo.
We'd better hope you delay our quest no further.
My plan is crystallizing.
My plan is crystallizing. Yeah, you ignore that, Planeswalker. You do it.
No is to triumph.
What do I Abrade? I think it's the Blood Artist. Is it the Blood Artist? I think it's just the oven. Yeah, I guess I get to block the cat. I guess I get to block the cat. Oven saves us clicking. Yeah, it's the real Eevee right there. We're at 5 cards in the bin, so I get to escape Burrow this turn.
Let us plan for the trials ahead.
Hey, sounds good, comic. Thanks for the biddies. Hey, thanks for the 13 months, Elvish Reclaimer.
Coward.
So I get to sack this for 2 mana. I just tweeted about this last night, but it really makes you think about who thought Phyrexian Tower was an okay addition to this format.
Let me synthesize the facts.
It just does so many things. I think I'm just passing here. No, I don't think that's worth the mana inconsistency prey weights. It's not exactly Flame Tongue Kavu's power level, exactly. I could just Uro here. I think I'm killing Blood Artist. Hey, thanks for the biddies, Edisar. As you will. And then I think we kill Priest of the Forgotten Gods with Royal Scions Altir, right?
We like to finish each other's.
Attack already!
And then pretty sure we want to Uro this turn. And if I play this, I can Uro, put in Sulfur Falls, escape Uro. Not technically unlimited, just sufficiently finite. You can only make insects equal the number of cards in your deck.
Shocked.
And shattered.
Just gotta put an unlimited number of cards in your deck. Yeah, easy peasy. It's garbage time. You don't have to go home, but you can't play here. Do 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 do. 2 out of 3 have been Ketabin, I believe. Where is Battle of Wits? I hope they put Battle of Wits into Historic. If Battle of Wits isn't in a Historic anthology in 2021, they're not doing their jobs properly. That definitely needs to be a thing. Like, I can't mulligan a hand with the combo in it, right? What standing desk do I use? I have an uplift standing desk. And it is definitely the cheapest option you will find for a standing desk for a reason. The electronics in it are not stellar. I frequently have to poke it and manually reset it, and my settings don't work, etc. So, if you can afford a different brand, I would recommend not Uplift. Now, I was set to replace it when we redid my office, and then a pandemic happened. Although all's well that ends well, the money we were going to spend to refinish a space into my new office turned into a graphics card, and then we're getting a playground installed in the backyard for the kids next month, so that's nice. Shout out to Twitch Prime for paying for the playground in the backyard. I appreciate you all. Defender of Cats cashing in that Prime, speaking of. Thanks for the half a year. I think there's a chance that we've died, chat. Please attack my Royal Scions. Please, please attack my Royal Scions. Rats. They saw the line, chat. They didn't bite on the distraction. But Jeff, I have been assured by my mother that the pandemic is a hoax and will go away after November. God help those people, dude. Light. Can you fathom? Like, that's such a, like, the pandemic is being faked by every country in the world to make Donald Trump look bad is such an incredible mix of arrogant and paranoid.
I enjoy the proper application of knowledge.
Well, you see, BB Trombone, in the alternative universe where you believe that it's all just made up, those people haven't really died. They're all paid actors that have disappeared or whatever. And whatever other mental gymnastics you have to jump through. The whole world's not faking it. The evil media is faking the rest of the world news in an attempt to make Trump look bad. I'm gonna cast my 6-mana spell. Do we think it resolves? My company is making preparations for the next 2 years of work from home, desk monitors, chairs, counseling. Yeah. I mean, I have a bunch of cards for this match in my sideboard at least, huh? We get Abrades, we get Fries, we get Mystic Disputes, get a bunch of Irencrag Pyromancers. I'm gonna trim my Ops. I'm gonna trim my Master of Times. How long have we been on this one for? A little over an hour. Cut lands? I don't know about that one, Chief. Actually, I'm gonna cut the Recluse here and leave 2 Master of Times in, because triggering these 2 seems more important than getting cats that don't block. Import is broken on your Rakdos Pyromancer list. Oh, that, yeah, sure. Update WordPress plugin. There was an update for the WordPress plugin to fix a bug with split cards, because Magic Arena is Magic Arena. It'll be fixed tonight. Thanks for the heads up, Flame. I never updated that. All of these wonderful folks talking about how insane their parents are makes me big fan of the family you choose, chat. You can't choose who you're blood related to, but you can definitely choose who your family is. Pierce me, daddy. Pierce me. Oh, yeah. That's not what I asked for. That's a dispute. That's a refreshing change of pace, Bear Hug. Yay, for people who have parents that aren't insane. Yeah. I'm gonna lead on Royal Scions here, because if they dispute this, I can then fry me a Spectral Sailor. I think I'm just gonna pay 2 here.
Knowledge is the greatest virtue. A quest of mystery.
That's another one of my favorite Thopter gifts. The people who are posting from their smartphone that COVID is a hoax so that way they can get chipped by a vaccine. It's like, listen, idiot, we don't need to chip you. You voluntarily chipped yourself and you pay a monthly fee to keep it on you. How likely are they to have Dive Down? I mean, it's definitely a card they play.
Let me synthesize.
There's a lot of people that won't survive if they get COVID. And the other thing that the people that don't take COVID really seriously don't seem to get is like the death cult on the right focuses so much on, well, what's the morbidity rate, what's the rate of death, when it's like there's a whole other vast range of terrible options if you get COVID other than you literally die. Like, your breathing can be impaired long-term, maybe permanently. We don't have studies on that yet. It's not going to be pleasant, most likely, regardless. Being ill for periods of time is not fun. Medical costs, if you're one of the many people in the United States that doesn't have amazing insurance. I think I play Scions again here because it plays around Spell Pierce. I feel like whatever I'm casting is getting countered. Maybe I'd just be resource efficient with that in mind. Yeah, I've seen a number of studies that have talked about cardiovascular issues related to catching COVID. And again, like we don't even really know, right? Like this whole thing is super new, so like they're gonna be learning more about it for years to come, realistically.
I enjoy the proper application of knowledge.
I need a 6th mana source at some point if we draw the Locust God, so I'm gonna keep that rather than the Uro here. I'm not going to attack because I don't want to run into a 2-2. You see the thing about Big Ten players having 30% lung problems? I did. Yep. Gust me, daddy. It's a little brazen of you, opponent. Okay, I think I bin this, shock this, escape Uro at this point, because my graveyard's almost full enough that I can escape it again here, so I want to just start spending my mana and play through their counters if they have them. Yeah, Toe Smasher. We are far from the only one in that position. Holding a land at this point to loot away to the Royal Scions. Why is this card legal? who thought this was okay, chat? Can I just, like, speak to a manager somewhere? You know, here's a real question. Is Goose better than Elf in this matchup? Maybe, actually, you know what? I'm gonna trim one of each of my combo pieces and board Geeson on the draw. Thanks for the support, Gendy. I appreciate it. Yeah, Grazer's nuts versus them, but Grazer can block a flying threat with a Curious Obsession on it, and Goose can't do that without dying, which is a big difference. Yeah, I need to make sure I plug that a few times today, by the way. If you are a sub, or if you're an existing sub, you got a sub survey via email. If you're someone that subscribed today, you are still welcome to participate in that sub survey. You'll just need to get the link out of the Discord server, because you obviously wouldn't have gotten the email if you weren't subscribed yet. For people that are new to the channel, I was sending out my survey quarterly. I'm gonna start sending it out monthly now, and it's basically just 2 or 3 questions asking which content on the channel that you like, because I try to allot the time for the content that I'm making based on what the people that pay me want to see effectively. Guyer Falcon, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. And Beaks, thanks for the 2 interior years. Welcome back. I think I'm just jamming Alliance here. Pretty sure we're just on the Space Jam plan. Hope something resolves at some point. Ragnaforge, thanks for the 2/3 a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Deck submissions definitely help drive what content I do too, dude. Like the sub surveys are kind of my way to try and balance deck submissions against like what the total subscriber base wants. McBiggins, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. So I think with this draw, I actually just guaranteed kill the Siren here. Yeah, I think we just need to take their sustained card advantage off the table. Because even if this resolves, there's no guarantee that something else resolves to let it draw cards. I think I'd rather resolve Scions than this, and getting this going sooner lets me start looting these lands into something useful, hopefully. Is it weird that because I've played formats like Modern for so long, where Tron and Burn are so regularly unfun, that I've not had an issue with Uro as a card? You know, it's funny. I've had similar feelings playing Runeterra. Like, the cards that other people in their community think aren't okay, that I'm like, nah, it's not a big deal. So I've just, like, had these things get beaten into me in Magic. It's kind of amusing. Any reasonable replacement for Cut Ribbons and Rakdos Pyromancer? Not really. That card's pretty unique in what it does. You could just play another removal spell in that slot. but it's definitely going to be worse. The closest thing is probably Bedevil. Whatever you replace it with, you want it to be a removal spell that's okay against control, which I think means Bedevil's the best choice. Yeah, I think Bedevil's a generically good card. That deck's playing some on the board for a reason. Holding on to this for now, definitely turning this into a new card. This is where I would put my spells if I had any shit. Right here. Or maybe over here. There's a lot of places I would like to put my spells if I had some. Would we not have been in a better spot there? We wouldn't have stuck the Pyromancer, Kenix. We literally stuck the Planeswalker and the Aether Gust in it, and then they Wizard Retorted it on the way back down. So, quite literally, the exact same thing would have happened with the Pyromancer. Would have been an identical play pattern. We did combo once. Don't worry, Kaz. That one extra booster pack you get for making Mythic will be waiting for you when you eventually get there. The Russian foil Stomping Ground is a mainstay of jokes that goes around our local Legacy community. God bless. Oh, I assume at some point we're gonna play a zero land deck on stream. In fact, we might even break out the old Magic Online and play a Belcher League with the new cards. I might make a moto exception to play a Belcher League. I've been known to belch on occasion. Drathamar, thank you for the quarter every year. I appreciate that. We're super dead here, right? I just concede. Chat, what's Belcher? Belcher is a one-land legacy deck that wins the game with the card Goblin Charbelcher. Now, no, I don't want Goblin Chariot. Dang it, MTG bot. Is there a price that will commit you to a Moto Belcher League? Let's call a Moto League a variety game submission. So variety games are $50 plus the cost of the game. And the cost of playing a league is $10. So for $60, you can buy a Moto League. Tentatively, for Belcher. I reserve the right to reject them as always, but for Belcher, I will definitely do one Legacy Belcher League. And in for a minimum of one Legacy Belcher League. I could send you the $60, but how do I send you the mental cost? Rad for life forever. Belcher League with the new set. Sounds good. It might be a week or two before we get to it. So the week of the set release, we have the open, so I won't be doing variety segments that weekend, but I think I will probably resume them the following weekend. He said, knowing that that's not the case, it'll be a couple of weeks. Maybe we'll fit it in during the week. We'll see. I probably justify a midweek Belcher League. I've made worse decisions in my life.
With my sister by my side, I do not fear the unknown. Let me sing
I
this
do not fear the unknown. Alright, pretty sure that one's gotta go. Yeah, that's why we're talking about it, Ace Tiger. Correct, yes. I still have an affiliation with MTGO traders to acquire Magic the Gathering cards, so it doesn't cost them anything to really do that for me. It's just like a small opportunity cost. God bless them. Lantern Control's not playable. They banned Mox Opal chat. Not that Lantern Control was ever playable, but it's even less playable than prior. So that meme is dead. I believe the spell is always front-facing, but don't quote me on that, Jin. We have to wait for the release notes, rules updates. I didn't want to use my food to abrade their thing, Mikey. So to abrade at their end step, I would have had to use my food. If I block here, Rowanus can give it to attack, and I don't want to lose my Sage. I'm going to attack with this to try and draw Locust God. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should do... I missed a kitty cat, technically, right? This is non-humans only, right? Yeah, my understanding is you're going to be able to Thoughtseize people's lands, chat. Just for reference. For reference, my understanding is you'll be able to Thoughtseize people's lands.
All right. Who's ready for a good time?
Do you want me to phase you out of time? Because that's how you get me to phase you out of time. Who's ready to spend mythic wild cards on lands? Every competitive standard player better be. Nailed it. Look at that. Look at that. All right, we can go home. We can go home happy, chat. We did it. Nailed it. So for those of you that are just joining us, this is the thing. Oh, and our hand only has one card in it. So we get 1 click per token. I can just sit here and hit spacebar. This is perfect. So not an infinite combo, but sufficiently large enough finite. Yeah, but the ones that can come into play untapped are mythics. Put understands what's going on here now. Got it, good. Get it, got it, good. Get it, got it, good. Is this Splinter Twin? Yes. Think anything's possible, Orgy? This can pay to loot too, right? Yeah, so once we get him into play, he can activate Irencrag Pyromancer. Just sick. Right, Mystic Disputed or Disdainful Stroke to curl up in a little ball and cry. I'm leading on Sage here, because I care less if it gets countered. Sage coming into play also triggers Irencrag Pyromancer, which is great. GG! Why not Steel Leaf with the Pyromancer trigger? Because it only does 3 damage. Look at this weird bug. This Uro is in my hand, but it's over here on the left side of my screen where the mouse is hovering. Okay, yeah, whatever. Okay, and then this repositioned it. There it is. Okay, so whatever, if I position my mouse just right, it pops up over the top of the deck. Yep. Okay. Look, ma, no hands. Man, this game is super buggy, chat. Super buggy. See what I did there? Because there's insects. I would prefer if they leave this bug though. Ideally these bugs stay. "99 little bugs in the code, 99 little bugs, take one down, patch it around, 127 bugs in the code." Thanks for the biddies, Worky. Here, Schnick. Thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. That's true. The vault's going away when we make it out of beta, and the vault's still there, so clearly we're not out of beta. That is an excellent, excellent catch. Hey, I mean, like, we won 3 entire games with the combo, and we won a similar number of games just, like, being an Uro draw 2 deck. So I think, like, all things considered, we could call this a success, right? Like, definitely in contention for deck of the day, depending on how 4-color Enigmatic goes. Turns out, if you play the busted card, you can mix in some clunkers and still get some steals on occasion. I don't know that I have any changes to make necessarily. I think there's probably some discussion on whether or not you could want Irencrag Pyromancer in the main. This is a pretty powerful payoff, but I think it's fine in the sideboard. I think if you're someone that's inclined to play Magic as a best of 1 game, I'd probably play this card in the main deck, maybe over like Opt or something, but I think for best of 3, this 75 seems like it was pretty fine. All right, at any rate, we're going to play a different pile of Magic cards featuring Uro. I'm going to take a quick ad roll, and then when we get back, we are going to play some 4-color Enigmatic here for Enigmatic Incarnation. Be back in just a few minutes. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere.